Hello everyone, Luke here, and normally I come up with a joke at the start of the video to introduce the topic, but the Wii series, games that every Wii owner has, whether that be Wii Sports or Wii Fit. These games are focused on showing what the Wii and its controller can do in a way that anybody can understand. This includes Wii Play. Now, why would you buy this? Why did this game sell 28 million copies? Well, back in 2006 and 2007, the Wii was the biggest thing out there. People who bought the Wii were falling in love with games like Wii Sports. It was simple and easy to understand. Anyone could pick up and play it because it was accessible to everybody. People who never touched video games before still understood what you needed to do. Swing the Wii remote to swing the tennis racket or the baseball bat, etc. And the fact that this game was bundling with the console made sure that every single Wii owner had it. And showing sales, it makes sense. This was the most sold Wii game, and even the highest selling single platform Wii game ever. People adored this game and wanted more of this, but preferably at no cost because Wii Sports was free with their system. People also wanted a second Wii Remote for multiplayer. Now, in Wii Sports, you can play with up to 4 people, but you have to constantly hand off the Wii Remote to people, and it was just messy. So people were looking for an affordable game and a second Wii Remote, and this game checked off both of the boxes. Wii Play was bundled in with the Wii Remote for $50, which considering the prices of a Wii Remote normally is $40, that means that you get a Wii Remote and a game for $10 extra. I can safely say that's where all 28 million copies of this game were. I'm sure if the Wii Remote wasn't there, this game wouldn't sell nearly as well as it did. This bundle was never really considered a game with the Wii Remote, it was always a Wii Remote with the game. And looking at reviews, it was a lot of 6 out of 10, so let's play Wii Play to see if it's actually good. Wii Play was a launch title for the Wii in both Europe and Japan. It took until 2007 to get this game in the States. That's 1 point Europe has over us. Europe usually has the bad end of the deal when it comes to video games. All games usually release half a year after the American release, so the fact that this is one of the only games that came to Europe first and is a game called Wii Play, maybe that's not much to brag over. Whatever, let's just play the thing. We load into the game and I agree with the menu. We have 9 games to try, kind of like Wii Sports. But with Wii Sports, those minigames were all sports related, showing the swinging motions for the Wii Remote. With Wii Play, all the minigames utilize the Wii Remote's pointer. The minigames can be whatever they want to be, like cow riding or pose me. Let's see the menu. We can physically harass our Mii, and the first game is target practice. Using the Wii Remote to point and shoot at targets. This one is a simple get a high score kind of game. It's cool because it's like Duck Hunt on the NES. There are even ducks that fly by and hitting them can get you some extra points. At the end there's a cool section where you have to shoot UFOs that steal your Miis, which is pretty cool. There's a cool can section I like too. There are a lot of cool parts of this one, but there's only ever one stage. Now, it is very varied, but the same targets over and over again. I don't know, maybe just some more things to shoot at or more stages would just add more replay value. This is a great game to start off with and a solid enough time. Find Me. This is a Where's Waldo-like game where the goal is to find the 2 Miis that look alike in the crowd. This one's a fun enough time. Sometimes the Miis are in the dark or in water and space to add some variety, but it can't hide the fact that this one is pretty basic. There's just not that much to this one. It's not my least favorite game by any means, it's just kind of a forgettable one for me. Table tennis. This one is horrible. This is the worst thing I've seen in my life, and it's just not fun. You use the pointer to move your paddle, and the goal is to keep a rally going, but it doesn't work good at all. You try and move your paddle slightly, and it moves it way too hard, and if your paddle goes off the screen, you're pretty much just lost. It's an annoying, unfun piece of... Okay, it's not like Satan bad or anything. I've only lost probably like 4 days of sleep because of this minigame. It just wasn't thought out very well, and it was done much better in Resort than here. Pose Me. This is one of the best minigames in the package. It actually uses the Wii Remote's pointer in a clever and unique way. Some bubbles pop up, and you need to orientate your characters so they fit in the bubbles. I mean, this is awesome. You use B and A to swap between poses, and it gets pretty intense. Just a bit of a complaint, why the backgrounds? It's not even like a cool background, it's just birds, flowers. These are stock images. Other than the weird background choice, I mean, this is a really solid one. Then there's Laser Hockey. This one is very average, kind of bad, some might say. Listen, it's a cool ripoff of Pong with a beautiful art style, and that bit of the game is fine. It's just the physics I don't like. So you whack a puck into your opponent's goal, but it just feels a bit off. I can't quite describe it. I go back to get momentum and hit the puck back, and when I whack it, I feel nothing. Regardless of how far you back up to build momentum, the hit on how far the puck will go is always the same. You could be right next to it and hit it, it'll go far. But if you build up and whack it, it goes the same distance, which in itself wouldn't be so bad when the physics are made to feel like there's no friction on the board. Objects at rest stay at rest unless the force moves that object, and the amount of pressure you put on an object affects how much force is built on, therefore how far it will go. This is like second grade stuff. Newton's 3 laws of motion should still apply here, but it feels off. Is that the biggest rant you've seen on a video where somebody retrospects a game called Wii Play? Because it better. Because this is I don't know, man. This is the last bad game in the package. All the other ones from this point onwards are okay to really good. So let's just move on from this terrible air hockey ripoff. Billiards. After that last one, I don't even know where to start. Billiards is the least wacky sport here. No fun Nintendo twist. I mean, it's billiards. And you know what? It wasn't trying to be the next cow riding minigame. Billiards is where a lot of people got their money's worth out of this package, and there's not much to say. It's good stuff. Fishing. Something I love about Wii Play is that all the games use different art styles. Charge uses a cotton art style, Tanks has like a toy block art style, and Fishing has a cool paper aesthetic. Fishing is super awesome. They managed to make moving in a 3D space not as aggravating as it would seem. Getting a small fry in Wii Play is one of the biggest FUs Nintendo has ever made, right up there with those thumb rotation minigames from Mario Party 1. As for the gameplay, you fish for paper fish, ignoring the fact that the rod has no bait, of course. Some fish are worth double points, so it's important you aim for those fish. It's super fun, but I feel like after playing it, I don't have much to say. It's fun, but it's kind of simple. Now for Charge. This is the best cow riding experience in a video game I've ever experienced, but it's also the only cow riding experience. You ride on a crazy cow knocking over scarecrows. There are those fences you need to jump over, and you try and rack up the highest score. I like it when you hit the scarecrows, they just fly into the atmosphere, but my favorite part of this game isn't even the gameplay, it's the art style. The whole Yoshi's Woolly World inspired design is really pleasing to the eye, and I wish more games had art styles like this. And lastly, but certainly not least, tanks. This is the most in-depth experience you will ever get in Wii Play. It is also the only game that requires the nunchuck. You control a tank in a toy block world and can take out tanks by shooting them. You can place landmines too, but I find shooting just to be the easiest way to take these guys out. But what I like about this game is that there are 100 levels. You need to beat the first 20 to unlock the ability to play the rest, which is kind of like the Wii Sports Resort canoeing bullcrap, but once you beat level 20, you have just so much to do. Not to mention that all the different colors of tanks have different personalities. Some tanks are more aggressive or more strategic depending on their color. This is the best game in the package. And that's Wii Play, and overall the mixed reviews make sense. I mean, it's not the best game of all time. This game is a 6 out of 10 at the highest, but it is definitely one of the best games in the Wii series and brought fun to millions of people. And as always, thanks for watching.